Welcome Guild Ball fans to another episode of Abattoir Away Days. You are here with your HGG host James, and today I'm going to be joined in this match report for our blue on blue, butcher on butcher. It's Ben Redmond, everybody. Woo! Welcome to the show. How have you been finding Abattoir Away Days? Okay?
Good, yeah, enjoy the show a lot, yeah.
You've been enjoying it? Now, you're the guy who's responsible for trying to figure out the world rankings or the national rankings, is that right?
Yeah,
and having a lot of fun with that by the sounds of it.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Hard work, but good fun. You're doing a great job. Keep it going. Keep it going with it. Okay, so we're actually going to try and do something a little bit special today. Not only are we doing Butchers on Butchers, this was your idea, we're going to try and show off the duality of the Butchers. What are we doing?
Well, we've got two different teams. We've got one that's very fighty and one that's, I suppose, as good as butchers can get at playing the football.
Certainly is, without allaying too much union. So it was Ben's idea to try and bring together as much as we could, show off every single butcher's character. Now we do have one union player, but he's practically a butcher, rages in there. And I'm going to be playing with the football-y kind of team. I'm slightly worried, but I think there is a bit of a handicap because influence might be an issue for yourself.
Yes, I mean, I've ended up with Meat Hook and Rage and Boar, so I've got 3 of my 4 players are all one influence.
But there's a lot of bleed in there.
There's an awful lot of bleed.
Awful lot of bleed, an awful lot of nastiness, and what we're going to do is we're going to get down, we're going to show you the pitch and show you both of our teams right now. Here we go, it's your Abattoir Away Days home team, although playing a mirror match in Abattoir Away Day, this is about as Abattoir Away Days as you can get. So down here, of course, we do have the butchers. You'll have seen all of these guys in various episodes at some point. So do make sure you go and check out the rest of the series to have a little look and see what these guys do. Or of course, get yourself onto the Guild Ball website where all of the cards are available completely for free. But my team today is going to be Brisket, a must in a footballing butcher team. We've got Tenderizer, of course, he's the footballer as well, who plays football by defending the goal. We've got Ox and Princess, who we have to take. We've got Boiler in there as well, and then over on this side we've got often the star player of the team, it's Shank. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you Blackburn Rovers. Not Blackburn Rovers. Who is it? Who is it, Ben?
This is the Bloodburn Reavers.
Outstanding. I'm absolutely loving the goalpost. Absolutely brilliant. Where'd you get that made? It's fantastic.
I made it myself. In my day job I have access to a laser cutter.
We're going to become good friends, me and you.
So I made it myself, laser cut.
Absolutely gorgeous. And you are a Blackburn Rovers fan?
Yes.
Yeah, how are you finding the season so far? Are your guys going to get on better?
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully. So who is in our most butchery or butcher teams here?
Well, for start in the middle, we've got the captain and the mascot there, Ox and Princess, again the compulsory choices. I think this is actually a team, when you see the rest of it, that is probably looking forward for the new captain, season 2, Philip, to come along.
Certainly is.
Then over on this side we've got Meat Hook.
Meat Hook for the first time.
Yeah, so this was really the genesis of this kind of concept. I know you've never played Meat Hook on the show, so I thought, well, I've never played her myself either.
Fantastic.
So let's get a paint. I had the model there sitting on the side. I thought, well, give me some inspiration to paint her up. I'll get her painted up and we'll put her on the table and see what happens.
Fantastic.
And then the rest of the team kind of forms around her to some extent, because just to the side of her in the kind of ridiculous bright orange, because it was painted by my 12-year-old son for his union team, we've got Rage. So the key thing for him is that he brings crucial artery, so free bleed whenever he damages people. And if there's one thing Rage does well, it's damage people.
Certainly is.
And then if we can switch over to the far side over here, we've got another player with crucial archery, bringing yet more bleed to the team to try and support Meatuck in her ability to use the bleed to throw out some extra damage. And that's the Boiler, the only doubled up player between our two teams. And finally, over on the other end is the big man himself, Ox, who I'm sure anyone who's watched the show will know all about already.
You've done a classic James and called
Borox.
I do that all the time, don't you worry about that. So there we go, this is very much our bleed and damage orientated butchers team. It's football butchers versus damage butchers. Place your bets in the comment section below. And remember, if you want to support more content like this and you love our Guild Ball match reports, make sure you check out the Patreon, because I want to be able to do at least 10 of these a week if possible. We're going to go and we're going to get this game started. So first things first, we need to roll to see who's going to kick and who's going to receive. And I get a mighty 2, you get a 5, and you are going to
receive.
Of course. So here how we are looking after the deployment. As you can see, my butchers have stayed quite close together, and I've actually given the ball to Tenderize. I've got a few little ideas in there perhaps, but over there's other damagey butchers. They put Boar out on one flank and all the bleed characters out on the other. I am going to be kicking things off, and Tenderizer is going to be moving up his 4 inches just to there, and then he is going to be kicking the ball into that position there. So he's only got a kick of 1, so let's see if it's a success first of all on a 4+, and it is. So we need to see where the ball scatters. So we're going to get a scatter token, and we're going to do that now. So the ball is going to go in the 1, and it's going to go 6 inches, so straight towards you. I think I'm going to re-roll that. So let's see.
Shucks.
It's going to go in the 3, 1 inch. 6 inches in the 3, still a little bit better though. So the ball is going to finish up right over there near the best footballer in the game, Boar, and we're going to allocate our influence right away. Here we go. So this is how it's looking after allocation of influence. So Ben over here, he's put 1 on Princess over there. We've got Boiler with 2, we've got Meathook with 2, we've got Rage with 1, we've got the Ox himself, nearly did it myself there, the Boar and Ox thing, he's got 3, and Boar's got 1. Of course the ball is temptingly close from Boar. In the meantime over here, Tenderizer's up front, he's got 2, and then we've also got Brisket, who's got 1, Princess Dog's got nothing, Boiler's got 3, Ox has got 2, and Shank has got 4. So we're going to go straight over to turn 1, first activation for the butchers, for Bloodburn Reavers. That's what we're going to say. The first thing Bloodburn Reavers are going to do is Princess is going to spend 1 influence just to run up 8 inches over to the halfway line. There you go.
Check she's within 1 inch of the cover.
Of course.
So about there.
And there we go. So back over to my butchers. So it's the grey and red dog versus the brown and blue dog. Over here, Princess is just going to move up 1 inch away from the wall there, and that's going to take it back over to Bloodburn Reavers. It's the team captain Ox, and he is going to be running, and along his travels he's going to be snapping the ball. So he's going 4 inches up to 1 inch away from the ball there, nicely marked out. The ball snaps too. He's then going to do another 4 inches to there. He's going to spend an influence to Tough Skin himself. That leaves him with 1 more, and as you can see, he's a nice 6 inches away from Rage, and he's going to attempt to kick the ball. So he's got a kick of 3. Does he get a success? And he does. So the ball is going to go to Rage, and you're going to get a point of momentum, and that's going to end your activation. It's going to go back over to my butchers. So I'm just mimicking you really at the moment. I'm now going with my Ox, and my Ox is going to move up just his normal 5 inches to there, and from there he is going to, I think he's 6 inches away. That looks like 6 inches. Yep. He is going to butchery onto Ox. So nearly 3s, and I get a 2 and a 1, so they miss. And then he's going to stop right there. It's going to go back over to the Bloodburn Reavers. Ben is now activating Boiler, and Boiler is going to be moving within his 6, just walking up there to the edge of the measure, and he's recognised the threat to Ox there out on his own, and he's going to be spending 2 to Swift Stance, making Ox 4 and 2 at the moment to hit, and that's going to bring it back over to me. In a surprising move, perhaps, Boiler is going to spend 1 to run up 8 inches to get 1 inch within the dog there, and then he's going to spend another 1 and with that 1 he is going to mark target on the dog. Okay, so he does need a 4 to get the dog on this, so 4 plus 50-50 chance, and he gets it. So Princess is going to be marked target. So I've just been told that I had 1 influence left, which is great news. So I'd normally have 5 here, but of course there's cover, so I've got -1 dice. Watch out, on this time I'm going to get loads. So it's 4s and 1. I ignore the armour.
You do.
So here we go. 4s. I'm so sorry. I've got 3 successes. 3 successes. I'd just like to point out that Ben has kindly coached me through that there because I got loads wrong. You think I'd never played this game before. Okay, so with 3, he's going to do a momentous 2 damage, which doesn't go to anything, but it also is going to put bleed on the dog. So momentous 2 damage and bleed on the dog. So next up it is Rage, and Rage is going to be jogging up, but before he does he's going to kick the ball with his, what's his kick? 2? 2. He's got a kick of 2, wow, what a footballing legend this guy is. A 4+ to meet hook, does he get it? He nails it, look at that, he wasn't even bothered. That's 2 momentum, 2 momentum. And are you going to carry on your jog movement?
Yeah, so it's influence spent, and then he's going to move up so that he is just outside of Tenderizer's threat range.
Makes
but actually
sense.
Just before I do that, I'm going to do a 4-inch dodge with the momentum spend with meat hook.
Fantastic, so a 4-inch dodge using our Who Cares Who Wins wonderful measuring things. Remember, if you want to send free things to the channel, get in contact with me at Hotcakes Gaming, and I'm more than happy to plug them. So we're all measured up, and meat hook is going to be using that point of momentum to dodge 4 inches just to that position there, getting herself ready for a potential charge on Boiler. So Brisket realising the threat, and also just noticing that mark target is +2 charge, it's not just +2 on the movement. She's not going to be able to get in on the dog, so what she's going to do is she's going to offer a little bit of support to Boiler there, which means that's going to put things back over to the Bloodburn Reavers.
Well, we just had a discussion as to whether I should charge Brisket or Boiler in this circumstance, and forgetting about unpredictable movement and that meat hook's only got a 1-inch charge range, melee range, I've decided that probably the safest bet to avoid wasting the influences to go for Boiler. So she's going to come running up along this path, staying outside of 1 inch of Brisket, but getting into melee with Boiler.
Fantastic.
There-ish.
Absolutely perfect.
And she's going to drop the ball behind her.
And she's dropping the ball behind her, so she's not even taking the ball with her. Brilliant. So you have charged, which means that you are going to get +4 here. And she is tack... What tack is she?
She's tack 6.
Tack 6, you get +1 and -1 for the dog, so it keeps you at tack 6.
Yeah, +1 for the dog, -1 for the wall.
That's correct, yeah. And so, I'm going to spend... She's not got any knockdowns or dodges out from hits, has she?
Pushes.
She's got pushes?
Yep.
She's got pushes. I'm going to spend the momentum I've gained to defensive stance against your charge. So 5s and 1. Okay. Do you have crucial artery?
I do.
You do, so you ignore my armour.
No, that's...
Oh, sorry, yeah, wrong one, that's bleed.
Precision. Gives you bleed.
That's right. Okay, here we go. So you've got 3, and that goes down to 2. So you've got 2 successes against Boiler.
So that will be 1 momentous damage.
1 momentous damage.
And and bleed.
And bleed. So we're going to pop that on now and carry on with the rest of my butchers and their activations. And before we move on to my activation, Meat Hook, as well as being the surgical striker, she's also being a bit of a healer here, and she's going to be removing the bleed condition, spending the 2 momentum that Ben has to take that away there, and that takes it back over to me. So here we go. Next up, we just checked the rules for this because we weren't too sure. You can't charge over an obstacle, but there's nothing to say that if your melee can go over it that you can't charge into base contact, and that is what Tenderizer here is going to be doing. He's charging up, and he is going to be charging against Princess. So 2 is spent there. Now Tenderizer is tack 5, so I'm going to get my dice together. He gets 4 for charging. He'll get 1 for Boiler. as well, but -1 for the wolves, that'll come off. So he's going to have 9 dice here. So it is 9 dice here, and it's 4s and 1. So let's see, lots of 4 pluses, and we get only 3. We only get 3, which isn't great because I've got to take 1 away for 2, which means I can't do what I wanted to do, which was to knock you down. So I'm going to have a little look and see what I can do, and I'll come back after that. And we have decided with Tenderizer, after much measuring for Shank, we've decided to do the result of 1 momentous damage. So 1 momentous damage will take the dog down to 7, and I'm going to gain up momentum, which is all important, which takes things back over to the Bloodburn Reaver's Boar. Here we go, Boar. It's just going to be running up, doing his free charge. He's not got anything else to spend his momentum on though, so we could just say that he's run, and he's just going to move up from there, getting himself ready for next turn, which is going to bring us on to the final activation, which is, of course, is the showstopper Shank. So here we go, the template's all out so you can see exactly what's happening here. Shank is going to spend 1, and he's going to spend that 1 to where they go, to this position here. And he's then going to spend 2, I don't know why I moved 2 out then, we're going to spend 2 to charge Meat Hook, just landing in that position just behind Brisket. And it's the first time in a game we've used a laser, everybody. Round of applause back at home. It was very exciting, and he could see the base through there, so that was really, really cool. So that means that he has charged, and we're going to get together our dice and roll for that right now. So here we go. Shank, he's got tack 6, he's got 1 for the crowding out of Boiler there, and he's obviously got the 4 for charging. So here we go, 11 dice it should be, needing 4s, no armour. Oh my goodness, it looks like a terrible roll from up here. And it is, and that wasn't in either. Okay, so that is 5. Still not a bad result. We're going to have a little look at his playbook and see what he can do on 5. So Shank decided to do a momentous 3 damage with a 1-inch dodge. So we're just going to move in with that 1 inch just up to that position there, just a little bit closer. We gain a point of momentum. It's going to take us up to 2, if I can find it, and we're going to spend our final 1 here to strike again. So we're going to have tack 6, of course, and then 1. Hopefully we're going to get a little bit of a better result this time, but it's more about the momentum generation at this point. We want to go first next turn. So here we go. What can we do? Needing lots of 4s, please. Oh, my dice have abandoned me. Okay, so I only got 2. So we've got 2 there. And 2 for Shank is going to be a momentous 2 damage with a 1-inch dodge. So he's doing a momentous 2 damage with a 1-inch dodge. That is going to take me up to 3 momentum points, and I'm going to do that dodge now. So this is our table, Guild Ball fans. That's how it's looking. So at the end of that, we've got to resolve a bleed condition on Boiler. So he's going to take 3 damage. He's going to take 3 damage. And I think that is it. So we're going to write that down. I am currently +3. I have played to try and make sure that I get this turn. It would be devastating if I don't. Here we go. It's +3 to me. Nothing for you. What do we get? And I take it. Thank goodness for that. So we're going to come back after the allocation of influence. This is already making out for a very, very interesting game, so I'd like to thank Ben for this suggestion, because I'm having a great time, and we're going to get to do something. We're going to probably get to do something here, which is what I was trying to gun for, which I've never done in a game before, and you might be able to see what that is there with Tenderizer having the 4 on him, although the way that we're going to do it might be a little bit different. There's 3 over here on the Captain Ox, nothing on Princess. We've got 1 on each of Princess and also Boiler, and then we've got Shank there as well with 3. In the meantime, Meat Hook's got a bunch on her. She's got 4 on her because that's what she can take, so she can rack out a ton of damage. And we've got 1 on Boiler, 1 on Rage, 3 on Ox, and 1 on Boar. And already Ben is finding that only 10 influence is a struggle.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle. So we're going to come back with a first activation, which is going to be going to Tenderizer. So this is all measured out in a very yummy way. Very, very, very yummy way. So what we're going to do here is Tenderizer is going to charge up and he's going to replace that circle there, which is perfectly 2 inches away from Boar, but also 3 inches away from all of the rest of the butchers of the Bloodburn Reavers behind, but also conveniently 4 inches away from Ox here. So this could be quite cool. So he has charged in against the Boar, so he spent 2 to do that. So he is going to get 5 dice +4 for charging, -1 for Ox. Okay, so we're looking for a particular result here. 2 pluses, and only 1 doesn't hit, and that is going to be enough for what we want and more as well. Okay, so 5 is going to allow us to do ground and pound. Now ground pound means that everybody within 3 inches there is going to take 2 damage, which becomes 3 damage because of Ox's aura. So each of them is going to take 3. Then they also can take up to a 2-inch push directly away. Now what I'm going to do with that is just move your Ox just outside of 1 inch away from me. There we go. Does it have to be the full 2 inches?
No. No.
No, so just outside. So I'm still engaging you, but you're not engaging me anymore. Brilliant.
Sorry.
And I've also got 2 on the wrap round there. Okay, so I'm going to do a momentous 1 damage, which is going to become 2 damage to Boar straight away. We're going to come back with the next hit. So there we go, 3 damage to each of them, and everybody is knocked down. He has moved Ox slightly outside of the 1 inch melee there, so that he's not losing a dice there. So he has got 6 dice here because Boar is knocked down, and he's going to be striking him again, spending that 1 there. So the same result would be amazing, amazing amount of damage. Lots of 2s here, that's what we want to see. 2 pluses, no 1s, and we get it. Okay, so we are going to do exactly the same again. So 3 damage on each of them. They're all already knocked down, so I can't knock them down again. And of course, then they're all going to take an addition. And then Boar is going to take an additional 2 damage from the wrap round, and I get a point of momentum for that. So I'm up to 2 momentum now. And again, he's going to do it with his final 1 here. So again, he's got 6 dice. Can he get that off again and do a ridiculous amount of damage? We'll calculate at the end how much damage he's done. So no 1s here. Oh, so we see 2 1s, which means he's not going to get that result again. He's not going to get that result again. However, with 4, he is going to do a momentous 3 damage to Boar, which of course becomes 4 damage because of Ox. So with me not getting the ground pound there in the end, which is a little bit of a shame, one-off. What a shame, what a shame. Would have been great, wouldn't it, Ben? I think he did enough damage, to be honest. I think in total there he managed, he did 6 damage there, 6 damage there, so that's 12. He's done 18 damage there, and he's done 14 damage there. So that's a total of 14 plus 26. 18.
No, 36.
It's even more than that, yeah. 32. So he's got 18 plus the 10, which is 28, plus the 4, which is 32. 32 of damage there has made him look pretty awesome. And what he's done at this point is he's going to spend 2 of the momentum gained just to heal up Boiler over here, and that's going to pass it back over to the Bloodburn Reavers. Here we go. So Ben is now going to be trying to rack up a bit of momentum. You need it to get you guys up over there. So he's going to try and do that now. And he's going to start off by hitting Boiler. Now you've only got, so your attack
6.
Attack 6, and you get -1 for the wall and -1 for Shank. So
+1 for the dog.
And +1 for the dog there. So we've got 5 there. Now you 4s and 1 here. I'm not going to count or anything. So 4s and 1.
Wow.
So wow. So you get 3 successes there.
So that is going to be 2 momentous damage.
So 2 momentous damage, and also the bleed condition, which we'll mark up now. Here we go. So next hit. What can you do? And this time you manage 2 with the minus of the armour. So 2 from Meat Hook allows you 2.
It's 1 momentous damage, which is going to go to 2 momentous
because I'm
damage
bleeding.
because you're bleeding, and she gets +1 damage for her smell blood ability.
Very cool. Okay, so 2 damage there. Okay, so we've just rolled there for attack number 3, and as you can see, there are 3 successes. -1 for the armour, so 2. So you can do the same again?
Yeah.
So a momentous 2 damage. Brilliant stuff. We'll mark that off now. Come back for the final attack. And it's the final go. Here we go. Getting the momentum up. That's much better. So this time you get 3. So with 3, can you do a momentous 2, which becomes 3? Is that right?
I can indeed.
Fantastic. So there we go. So another 3 damage to Boiler. He's looking pretty wounded there, and that is going to end a successful Meat Hook activation.
What do you want me to do? I'm going to heal her for 1 as well.
That makes sense. So that's going to take her up to
1 short of full, so 13.
13. So she's now on 13 health. So here we go, sensing a bit of an opportunity. We have the captain Ox here, and Ox, he's not going to pop up his legendary as he does this, but he's just going to walk in to engage with Boar, and he is just going to spend and hit him once first of all. Okay, so he is tax 7, so we have got that there, and then also 1 for tenderizer as well, and 1 for you being knocked down.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So needing 2s here, and we get 1-1. Okay, so I think this is going to be a wrap. So we've got 8 successes in total there. So 8 successes is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so we're going to do a momentous 3 damage, which becomes 4, and then a momentous 1 damage, which becomes 2, for a total of 6 and 2 points of momentum. And he's going to do it again. So again, tax 7, and then he's got +2 dice, obviously for knockdown and for tenderizer. Good result. It's the same result there, and that is going to kill Boar. That is going to kill Boar. So that's going to give me 3 momentum, which is going to take me up to 6 there. And I've got 1 left to spend. I'm going to work out what I'm going to do with that now. And now that his killing is done, he is going to just tough skin tenderizer there, and just to make him that little bit tougher, that means that it's going to go back over to the Bloodburn Reavers. So Mr. Redmond is going to be taking some risks here, and he is going to spend a point of momentum to stand up Rage, who of course isn't engaged, so he can now do his free charge, and he's going to be charging through the gap towards Ox, which he can get through. There we go.
And yeah, I'll go to. Do I go to base to base with him? No, I'll just hold back.
I'm just going to hold back a little bit.
There.
Brilliant. Just going to stay exactly an inch away.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So I am going to.
But that's a 0. It should be 2, shouldn't it? I had 3, didn't I? Yeah.
You
so I earned 4 and spent 1 on me, so I knocked it down to 0 for some reason.
There you go. So you have charged.
Yep.
With your free charge, I am going to declare that I am counter.
Counter attack. Okay.
Counter attack. Good stuff. Okay. So here, Rage is tack 7 or 6 plus 4 for charging, -1 of course because of the crowding out of tenderizer. Okay, so it's 3s and 1 here. What can you get? Okay, so not terrible. You've got 5 there, -1, so you got 4 successes. And what can Rage do on 4 successes?
He could do a 3 momentous damage, which would give me a thing, but given that you're counter-attacking, I think I'm going to take the knockdown.
So you're going to knock down and not get your free attack, is that right?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, so you are going to knock down and not take the free attack there, and that's non-momentous, isn't it?
Yep.
So immediately, I believe you're going to spend to hit him again.
Yep.
Good stuff. So my momentum is now down to 5 because I did spend that. Okay, so this
5 dice this time because I lose the 4 for the charge.
2s and 1. There we go. So you get 3 this time.
So that'd be 2 momentous damage.
So momentous 2 damage. And that, of course, means that you get to hit again because of your Berserk special.
Yeah.
Same.
And he gets
bleed, of course.
as well.
He's got bleed in there as well. Fantastic. Okay, what can you get? And that is 4.
All hits. So 4, which gets me 3 momentous damage.
3 momentous damage, so a nice amount of damage there to Ox. Wow. I'll write all that down now. Nice. So we're coming in now because I am going to be moving Princess next, just a little bit of protective play there for Ox, and I'm going to be moving the dog to within 8 inches, trying to stay behind Tenderizer there, and I'm going to spend 2 momentum to heal Ox for 4 boxes. So he's back up to only having lost 1 health, but he is still knocked down, and that's going to pass it back over to Ben. So we are going with Ox here, and you're going to spend a point of momentum to stand yourself up, and then you are going to just move up, staying within Tenderizer's 2-inch melee, of course, and just moving up next to knocked down Ox there. And you're going to pop up your legendary, is that right?
That's correct.
So you're going to pop up your legendary now, so you're going to get an extra +1 damage here. So you've got
And
+1
-1 armour as well.
Exactly.
Which is the crucial thing.
Because you're only going to need 2s here because Ox is on the floor. Okay, so it's +1 -1 because of Tenderizer and Rage. So here we go. You've got 7 dice, needing 2s. What can you get? You get a single 1. and then you have 6. So 6 should do 5 damage, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So momentous 3, which is then going to go up to 5. So 5 damage and a point of momentum. And you're going to hit again, doing exactly the same.
Yeah, I might bonus time it actually.
Yeah, probably worthwhile.
Yeah,
to get the rat round if you can.
Try and see if I can get the rat. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. What can we get?
No rat.
You get 1/1, and you are. Do you wrap or just go to the end one? I think you just go to the end one.
Just go. No, I don't wrap. No.
So you're going to do a momentous 5 damage again.
Yeah, let's do 5 damage, but I'll bonus time it again.
And you're going to bonus time again, so using that again, and this is the final one. This will be 15 damage in total. That's cocked dice, you can re-roll that.
No ones. Yay.
Yay.
So I've got the wrap. So that'll be another 5 and then another 3.
Another 3.
And I'll keep both of those.
So in total we have got 18 damage, which kills him. I believe. Wow. So absolutely outstanding, and we're going to remove Ox from play now, and that takes it to 2-2. So next up here, it's going to be the turn of Brisket, and Brisket's just going to walk around, and she's going to bring herself into this position right here. So she's still forward in the dog. She gets +2 for the dog.
She's base to base with it.
Yeah, she's going to be base to base. So she's going to be +2 for the dog being 4 inches. That's my dog being 4 inches. -1 for the wall, -1 for meat hook, and +1 for boiler as well. Okay, so that means we've got 5 dice, and we've got 5 dice here. Are you doing anything?
No, I'm not going to bother.
Okay, so 4s with 1 armour here. Let's see what we can get. So, and that one's there. So we've got 3 in total. So -1 for the armour, and that's going to be 2. And 2 for Brisket is going to do a momentous 2 damage to the dog, giving me a point of momentum. And just chipping away at that dog that little bit more. And there we go. That's going to take it back over to the Bloodburn Reavers. And at this point, Ben is just going to activate the dog, leave him where he is, spend a point of momentum, which takes you down to 5, and you're going to heal him back up for 4 boxes.
So he's got just 1 damage on him now.
So just 1 damage on him now. So it's going to go back over to my butchers. So now it's the turn of my boiler, and my boiler is going to move up, and he's just going to move up ever so slightly, just into that position there, and he's going to heal himself. So I'm going to go down to 3 momentum. And I heal up 4 boxes, which takes me back up to 9 health there. 9 health. And then I'm going to spend the one that I've got, and I'm going to spend that one to attack the dog. So I get +1, -1 here, and I attack 5, minus another one for the wall. So I've got 4 in total here, is that right?
-1 for...
-1 for meat hook, +1 for Brisket, -1 for the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so just 4, and it's 4s, but no armour because of anatomical precision. Let's have a little look. 4s, and we get 1 hit. Okay, so 1 hit for Boiler is going to be enough to not momentously do it though, but he is going to do 1 damage. He's going to do 1 damage.
To the dog, was it? Yeah.
1 damage to the dog, which also is going to cause bleed. Is that correct?
Yep.
So also going to cause a bleed as well. So the dog looking a little bit more vulnerable there on the 8. I wonder if Shank will come and take him out. We shall see. So you're going to spend a point of momentum to stand up, which takes you down to 4, and then you are going to just walking on Tenderizer.
Yep, and I'm going to come to there.
Just round the back of him there, an inch away, and spending 1 to hit. So you will get +1 here because of range. So hitting away. You've 3s and 2 armour here. 3s and 2 armour.
So I ignore both points of armour because of Oxy's legendary and the...
You certainly do, yeah. Which is lucky, really.
Which I need because the rest of it is absolutely pants. However, that is enough for 2 momentous damage, which goes to 4 momentous damage.
It certainly does. So 4 momentous damage there. So you're going to go back up a point of momentum, and that's going to leave things going back over to the boxes. So here we go.
Yep.
The Shank Showstopper. That's a bit of a mouthful.
Da, 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 da.
Da, da, da. We have pre-measured this. Okay, so we are going to start off with his movement, and we're just going to move him the 5 inches, which took him to about there. I think it was.
No, it's a bit more like that. That was where he's going to dodge to.
Oh, that's where he's dodging to.
Where he go.
So we're going to let Ben take hold of that. So that was just his normal walk up, and he's going to hit the dog. Now he gets +1 for for brisket, +1 for boiler, and then -1 for the wall, which is 7 dice. 7 dice, 4s, 1 armour. Let's see what he gets. So those are misses. We get 4 successes, -1 for the armour. So 3. So 3 for Shank. He's going to let me do a momentous 2 damage with a 1-inch dodge. A momentous 2 damage with a 1-inch dodge. We're going to take that 1-inch dodge, and then, so if you would kindly do it. So we're taking the 1-inch dodge, and then we're also going to spend our next one to do our where'd they go to get into the 6-inch range of the goal. We've snapped the ball, and then we're going to spend that one there. I did get a point of momentum for that, but I'm going to spend that straight away to shoot, and I'm going to spend another one to bonus time it. Okay, because I believe that he's only got a kick of 2 and don't want to risk it.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so we've got 3 dice here. Shooting at the goal. Can he score? Let's have a little bit of a look. 4+. Da, da, da.
Oh, easily.
And he gets it.
Didn't need to bonus time it.
Didn't even need to bonus time it. Okay, so I do get 1 point of momentum back, is that right?
Yeah.
So get a point of momentum back.
Do you want to spend it for the 4-inch dodge straight away?
No. I think I kind of like where he is, actually. So that takes me up to the 3 there. And the ball is going to scatter back out. And let's see where it goes. 10 inches just to there. And are you going to let the ball snap to Ox?
No, I have to scatter it first.
Oh, scatter it first, of course. Okay, so where is the ball going to go? Do you want me to roll it, or?
No, it's alright, I'll roll it. I'm just getting this awkward thing on.
So there we go. That's very pretty. You, of course, did that yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. So it's going to go in the... It's going to go in the 6, 3 inches, which I bet takes you to there. Do you reckon?
So we've got 3 players who can fight over it now.
3 players who...
So it can all snap 2.
Okay.
So I don't know if I have to nominate one of mine to do it, which will be Ox.
Okay.
But I don't know if I
And
get
is it just a straight roll-off?
It's a roll-off plus your kick skill.
So I've got a kick of 1.
So you've got a kick of 1, I've got a kick of 3.
Okay, so you've got +2 on me here, basically.
Yep.
Here we go. So what do you get? You win. And the ball is going to snap to Ox there. There we go. So that's how it's looking. I also think at that point, am I going to spend 2 to do more for boiler? I might heal boiler for 2. Because I think that is definitely 8 inches. Yep. Oh, it's giving you the next turn a little bit. I'm not as fussed. I'm going to heal boiler at this point. I'm going to spend 2 momentum to do so. That's going to take me down to 1 there. So boiler is going to go up, and he's only got the 1 damage in his box now. So there we go. That is that. It's currently 6-2 to my butchers. We have to add conditions. So your dog is going to take 3, and my boiler is also going to take 3 as well. So Ben has +4 here, but it doesn't matter because he's going to roll a 1. It's a 2. It's a 2. It's a 2. So
You could.
I've got to roll a 6.
If you roll a 6, you've got it. If you
There was
roll
ever a
5, roll
time
again.
for my GBHL engraved dice to give me something good. It's this one! Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That should have gone to you. Okay, well, that is great news for me, and that has compounded some very bad luck on Ben's part. Because you should have got that. Wow, thank you very much, Dice. We are going to allocate influence, and we're going to go into my turn. Here's how we are looking after allocation of influence. So that was absolutely huge rolling that 6 there. And as you can see, I've been measuring out why. Because Shank might be able to score here. Let's hope he doesn't fluff it. I won't be able to bonus time it. So here we go. He's got 4. We of course have got. Oh, I've got to show off the everything first of all. So he's got 1 tenderizer. Rage has got 1. Hox has got 2. Boiler's got 2 there. Ball has come back on, threatening Shank should he score, which is quite likely. Meat Hook's got them all on her there. She's got all 4 there. And we've also got 1 on Brisket, 3 on Boiler, and 4 over here on Ox, who is back on now. So I think we are going to go straight into what has been planned here. And what has been planned is that Shank is going to run up, and he is charging to that position there. So he's charging to that position now. So he actually gets +1 here because of Tenderizer, which is good. So he is tack 6. He gets another 4 dice on top of that, and he gets 1 for Tenderizer, and he is on the outside. So here he needs 3s and 1. So 3s with 1 armour. So they don't hit. That's quite a lot of not hitting. And then 1 armour. That is going to be 5 results. But 5 results isn't what we're actually going for. What we want to do is we want to do a momentous tackle on 1. So we are going to tackle the ball, and then we are going to be spending our next one to where they go towards the goal, which I'm going to measure out now before I try and score. Here we go, so we've measured it out, and he is going to be moving just across to 6 inches within, and then he is going to be spending the point of momentum he has gained plus his final influence to shoot and hopefully score to take it to 10-2. So he's got 50-50, well he's got more than 50-50 chance, he's got 2 chances of a 4+ here. Will he score? And he does. He is going to score, and we're going to come back when the ball scatters back out, but that takes it 10-2 to the Abattoir Away Days home team. And with the momentum gained from scoring, of course, very, very aware of the big dude back there looking menacingly on, I am going to dodge back over towards this wall 4 inches. Just get myself in to about there. Ooh. And there we go. So that's the end of Shank. We're going to go over to Mr. Redmond's Bloodburn Reavers.
Mr. Goal Scatter first.
Goal Scatter first. Here we go. So you're going to bounce it back out that way, back towards Ox. Okay, so which direction does it go? It's going to go in the 2. It's going to go 1 inch in the 2. So just 1 inch over to there. Brilliant stuff.
So just outside of his zone.
Just outside, so it's not going to pull 2. And then Ben's going to work out what he's doing next. That's our pitch. So here we go. The key thing here is trying to rescue that dog. So Meat Hook is going to go, and she's going to spend her first one here to try and generate the momentum to give that dog a little bit of healing. So she's going to be hitting Brisket.
Yes.
She's going to hit Brisket. Okay, so you get +1 for the dog, -1 for Boiler. So attack 6, needing 4s, and 1 armour. So you got 2 successes there.
Which is 1 momentous damage and bleed.
So 1 momentous damage and bleed. I'm going to mark that off now. Here we go, second one. Second one's coming off. You get +1 damage this time. So again, you've got 2 successes. And you're going to do the same again, but it's going to be +1 damage this time. So you're going to do another 2. We're going to go straight into it now. So we'll just make sure we remember that. So you're on 2 momentum now. And you're going to spend that straight away to heal the dog?
Straight away to heal the dog.
So the dog is going to go up to 7 health boxes now. 7 health boxes. Ooh, it's exciting. Okay, and this is going to be attack number 3. Here we go. This time you only get 1.
Which does the same anyway. It's another 2 momentous damage.
So another 2 momentous damage. And then the final one. Here we go. And 1 again, which is another 2 momentous damage. Brilliant. So we're going to mark off the damage now. And we're going to go back over to the home team. So we're going to come in with Ox now. He should win the game for the home team. He should. Okay, he's going to pop up his legendary before he does this. So -1 armor, +1 damage, and he's going to spend 2, and he's going to charge in on the dog over here. Okay, he's going to get right in there like so. So he's still got 2 on him. Now he's tack 7 normally. He's going to get +4, so he's going to go up to 11. That'll go up to 13, but then it'll go back down by 2, so he's going to get 11 dice in total for the wall and for Meat Hook as well. So we'll get those 11 dice now and see what we get. So here we go, 11 dice, 4s with no armour because of the legendary. So here we go, what can he get? So he doesn't get that, and he doesn't get that, and he doesn't get that, and he doesn't get that, but he does get those ones. So that is 7.
1 armour.
Ignore the armour. Yeah.
Oh, he's done his legendary, yeah.
He's done legendary. So here we go. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but he's going to do the momentous 3 damage, which is going to go up to 5 damage. And he's going to immediately spend that point of momentum to heal himself. Not that it particularly matters. But we are then going to strike again. And we'll do that straight away. So this time he's just got his 7. He gets the +2 for the 2 crowding out. -2 for there, so it's just a straight 7 here. And you've got how much health left?
2.
So 2 health, so this does kill him and end the game. Wow, butchers on butchers and some complete butchery there. And even though the footballing butchers weren't meant to be butchering, there was a little bit of it there. What we're going to do, that was a great game, 12-2 in the end, really enjoyed that, and thanks for the suggestion as well with mixing up the teams, really enjoyed that. We're going to go into the dugout, I'm going to give a little bit of a match report about how we found this episode of Abattoir Away Days. So welcome guys to our match report for that outstanding. I thought that was really, really good fun. Makes for a really interesting matchup.
It does, yeah. I think particularly in the first turn there's a lot of position trading goes on when it's a butchers on butchers game, and I think, you know, I was just saying a minute ago, but it's a real one circumstance where actually in hindsight I kind of wonder if I should have received the ball rather than kicked it, because it gives you that reactionary advantage on the activations. You know, you are always kind of an activation after me. You're always kind of being able to react to whatever I do with each activation. And when that kind of first turn is really just about positioning, and that positioning in that first turn is so crucial, I think it really does make a big difference. And actually, I think that, you know, maybe kicking the ball might give you the advantage in that situation if both players, both teams are going to come at each other and try and kill each other.
It's a very, very tough call, especially because even psychologically from the start, knowing that my team is a footballing team and your team, well, still back up the damage, and your team was supposed to be more of the damage team, there is that little bit of, right, okay, well, if I keep hold of the ball, I can just stop you from getting the ball. But like you say, having Shank back there on the line, having all of his influence, knowing that he's going to activate last and fancy rack up the momentum and do whatever he wants to do, really, means that that little bit of play is key. That little bit of play, and the next turn was key as well. And I think I put myself in a position, I think I was 3 up on you, wasn't I? 3 up. So it wasn't guaranteed.
Yeah.
I think I was 3 up on the roll, and of course that allowed us to do something which I haven't done on the channel yet, and I don't think I've ever done, which was getting in with the big guy, tenderizer, and doing the ground round. And also not just spending the 4 to do it, triggering it off by going after ball, using him to wrap that up as well. I think that was a key point.
Yeah, I think I kind of messed up with ball. I put him on the wrong side. But the initial plan that I told myself when I started was that I was going to use ball to go after Brisket, because he's got the 2-inch melee, so he doesn't really care about the thing. He's got enough dice that he's not going to care too much about the 5 defence and 1 armour. You know, he's got enough maybe to just, you know, be acting on his low hits, but he'll still be generating momentum, he'll still be doing the damage, and he'll be getting that through. And I bottled it because of that wall. I saw that wall there and thought he's just going to end up stuck one side of the wall and not able to charge over it. And it made a big difference, I think, because it dragged him into the middle of the game, and then he just does what, as a butcher's player, you need to make sure you're not doing with ball, and that's keeping him, making him a liability for plays like ground pound, like scything blow, of course, like the unmasking. You know, all of those plays that have these big area effects do a lot of damage. You need to be aware of them. You need to keep your easy to hit guys out of the way of those players, and out of the bubble. Keep everybody else out of the bubble that might go off if somebody does get to him. So then at least they're only just putting that damage on him.
Well, that's the problem with these big guys that like 2s to hit, you know, or even just 3s to hit or no armour. These big guys, they're great for triggering plays, and especially ones like, I think it was 32 damage. 32 damage that he managed to dish out on that ball. And of course that is huge, because even though I was taking more of a footballing butchers team, the butchers are relatively fragile, aren't they? They're not as tough, they don't have loads and loads of health boxes, they don't have tough hide, the defence isn't a strong point. So I was still kind of confident I would probably kill 2 of your models. So I think that the moment that Princess came on side and that wall was dividing a lot of your combat models from possible targets, I felt reasonably confident that I would be able to get in there and get the 2 takeouts, and as long as I could get the goals, that I would be okay. However, there was a big swing, that bit where you should have
had the first turn.
You should have had the first turn.
You should have been shanked on.
which would have been Shank into a lot of trouble, a lot of trouble. But by not getting that, of course, and me being able to go up, get that goal, dodge away, and then be pretty confident that I would probably go and kill another player, probably definitely led to the victory in the end. But I would recommend anybody does it. I think that a lot of my favourite games have actually been Butchers on Butchers, even when we've not done it like we did it there, where two different teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think to some extent it was interesting, really, taking that very different team. Trying to build a team around Meetup, and there's just an essential problem with her that she doesn't bring enough for the influence she put into it. You know,
it was my next point.
Yeah.
First time that Meat Hook's on here, people have been asking, where's the Meat Hook love? You make sure there's some Meat Hook love, and how do we find her?
Disappointing. You know, I spent a couple of turns giving her 4. Yes, she's very good at racking up the momentum with those 4 influence, but she struggles to get any damage done.
Because her siding blow, I know that she's got 1-inch melee, which is a bit of an issue. I think if she had 2-inch melee, you might consider, even though she only brings 1, or the other way around of doing it, where she brings 2 to the table.
I think the thing that I really felt about her was that her playbook was poor. Most butchers have 1 damage on 1, 2 damage on 2, and 3 damage on 4.
And momentous tackle as well, which is great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she has got the momentous tackle on 2, so that's there. So that's, if you're playing for the ball, and that never came up. But that spread of damage being very kind of clustered, so that you get to 3 damage by getting 4 successes. And there was a couple of occasions where I got the 4 successes, but I was only able to get 2 damage out of them. And when I only got 2 successes, I had to knock that back down to 1 damage, because her damage is a lot more spread out. You don't get to 3 damage unless you get to siding blow on 5 successes, or the 3 momentous damage on 6. So it's really difficult for her to actually do that great big amount of damage. Now, after her first hit, she's getting that +1 damage, which is nice, but the playbook really doesn't support it enough. You know, I mean, just even if you keep the 3 damage at the high end, that 2 damage needs to be in the second column for her to be like, that's.
There are a couple of little tweaks, and I think that any model that you, for any team, or any profile for any team, or in any kind of system really, if you've got people who are auto-includes, they're too strong, and if you've got people that you'll never turn to, they're too weak. And I think that she's probably a profile that nobody in an optimised list is probably going to take until maybe next season, which we won't talk about too much. With of course a new captain. Your Ox obviously did a cracking job taking down my Ox. Yeah. Good job that when I healed him,
good benefit out, good sort of value out of 3 influence to do that as well. So
he certainly did. Yeah, he had 1 spare at the end as well, didn't he?
No, he didn't have 1 spare. He only had 3 on him. It took him 3 attacks to do, but he managed to get 1.
I thought he did it in 2. And he had 1 spare, and he did something like
no, he did 6. He did 5, and then 5, and then the last one he wrapped, and so did a 5 and then a 2, I think.
5 and 2, something like that.
5 and a 3. Yeah. It would be a 1, which, because he had the legendary on, would be 2 extra successes.
So he absolutely smashed him. So at that point, again, I kind of knew that somebody over there, you know, Tenderizer and Ox were always going to be soaking it up. I knew that my game plan probably wasn't going to revolve too much around Ox. Being a footballing game, you know that you want Brisket getting out there and going and doing her thing. Shank's going to be getting out there and moving around. Maybe I could have kept Boiler and the dog, sort of gone for that synergy, but I thought you were always going to outfight me in that kind of fight. And I think it was one time where you really see the strength of Tenderizer. You know, he didn't play as the goalkeeper there, but it was the 2-inch melee, and it was the ability to get in there, have all those knockdowns and trigger off the playbook. And hold things up, because he's reasonably tough as well. 3 men but 19 boxes. It's the same as Ox, so he can soak it up.
Yeah, and it's interesting with that ground pound ability. If you've got, same as with the unmasking and siding blow, they're usually in that similar position high up on the playbook. If you can engineer the situation to enable you to get that off, given that you're Butchers, the fact that it's only doing 2 damage, it goes up to 3 anyway, because of Ox's aura usually. You know, if you with sort of careful engineering, that is actually a play on a par with the unmasking Scything Blow.
Yeah, it is, if you can get it off like that. And if you're going to get it off against the team, it's probably going to be a damage-based Butcher's team, which benefits from being together and having Boar in there to try and generate the plays off. So we hope that you guys enjoyed what is the penultimate of the pilot series. This is the second to last one. We've only got the Masons match report to do. Remember, if you are enjoying this series, you enjoying the series?
I am very much.
So you would very much recommend that people go, and even if every single one of the 550 donated like $1 on the Patreon, then you're going to make it very easy to take more time off to produce regular content. And we have worked out, somebody did make a comment the other day which I thought was very interesting. They wanted to know what the views were like in comparison with the Lord of the Rings content that we make. So of course I'm coming from the Lord of the Rings background, and it's very interesting. Although the most viewed video has been Lord of the Rings, we've clearly got a lot of Guild Ball support because the average views for Guild Ball are actually a little bit higher.
Yeah, go on.
A little bit higher. And I love this
game.
It's a great game, is it? I'm not sure whether it's better, but I do love it. I do love it. And on that note, we've had a great game, haven't we? We've had a really good game. Thank you so much, and well done for the suggestion as well. That was all Ben's idea. A real good way of doing a blue on blue or blue and white on red. The victory went to United. Yes, I knew I'd get in there at some point. Make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe. Support us on Patreon, guys. And we'll see you in the final episode of Abattoir Away Days. This is the Masons.